The Death Maze by Ariana Franklin. Read by Diana Bishop. Prologue. The two men's voices carried down the tunnels with a reverberation that made them indistinguishable, but even so gave the impression of a business meeting, which it was, in a way. An assassin was receiving orders from his client, who was, the assassin thought, making things unnecessarily difficult for himself, as such clients did. It was always the same. They wanted to conceal their identity, and turned up so masked or muffled you could hardly hear their instructions. They didn't want to be seen with you, which led to assignations on blasted heaths or places like this stinking cellar. They were nervous about handing over the down payment in case you stabbed them and ran off with the money. If they only realized it, a respectable assassin like himself had to be trustworthy. His career depended on it. It had taken time, but Sicarius, the Latin pseudonym he'd chosen for himself, was becoming known for excellence. Whether the word was translated from the Latin as assassin or dagger, it stood for the neat removal of one's political opponent, wife, creditor, without the deed being provable against oneself. Satisfied clients recommended him to others who were afflicted, though they pretended to make a joke of it. "You could use the fellow they call Sicarius," they'd say. "He's supposed to solve troubles like yours." And when pressed for information, "I don't know, of course, but rumour has it he's to be contacted at the Bear in Southwark, or Philola's in Rome, or La Boule in Paris, or at whatever inn in whichever area he was plying for trade that season." This month, Oxford. In a cellar connected by a long tunnel to the undercroft of an inn. He'd been led to it by a masked and hooded servant, oh really so unnecessary, and directed towards a rich red velvet curtain strung across one corner, which hid the client behind it and contrasted vividly with the mould on the walls and the slime underfoot. Damn it, his boots would be ruined. "The assignment will not be difficult for you?" the curtain asked. The voice issuing from it had given very specific instructions. "The circumstances are unusual, my lord," the assassin said. He always called them my lord. "I don't usually like to leave evidence, but if that is what you require—" "I do, but I meant spiritually," the curtain said. "Does your conscience not worry you? Don't you fear for your soul's damnation?" So they'd reached that point, had they? The moment when clients distanced their morality from his, he being the low-born dirty bastard who wielded the knife, and they merely the rich bastards who ordered it. He could have said, "It's a living, and a good one, damned or not, and better than starving to death." He could have said, "I don't have a conscience. I have standards which I keep to." He could even have said, "What about your soul's damnation?" But they paid for their rag of superiority, so he desisted. Instead, he said cheerily, "High or low, my lord, popes, peasants, kings, varlets, ladies, children, I dispose of them all, and for the same price. 75 marks down and 100 when the job's done." Keeping to the same tariff was part of his success. "Children?" The curtain was shocked. Oh, dear, dear. Of course children. Children inherited. Children were obstacles to the stepfather, aunt, brother, cousin, who would come into the estate once the little moppet was out of the way. Children were his steadiest source of income, and more difficult to dispose of than you'd think. He merely said, "Perhaps you would go over the instructions again, my lord." Keep the client talking. Find out who he was in case he tried to avoid the final payment. Killing those who reneged on the agreement meant tracking them down and inflicting a death that was both painfully inventive and, he hoped, a warning to future clients. The voice behind the curtain repeated what it had already said. To be done on such and such a day, in such and such a place, in such and such a manner, this to be left, that to be taken away. They always want precision, the assassin thought wearily. Do it this way or that, as if killing was a
Sample complete. Ready to continue?